Good morning. It is Tuesday, July the 20th. I'm out in the reading nook on very early in the morning to get in a couple of videos before the weather turns really hot. I've got a trio of packages here and I've opened two of these so far. I of course have a nice hot cup of tea. So the third parcel is this. So if there's anything on here, and this has come from Alabama. So I suspect it's a fanzine of some kind. And what we've got, okay, is Knights of the House of Mars, a role-playing game. One of the interesting things about the recent design quest on, it's basically back in February and so on, is on Kickstarter, is the fact that the design format has become a vehicle for more than the traditional medley of content for your favourite game. So fanzines in the past would contain a variety of different articles. So if it was Dungeons and Dragons, that would be new spells, new monsters, new races, new classes, a scenario, letters page, and so on, discussions of a particular aspect of the rules or house rules and so on. So lots of different articles, but more recently the fanzine format has been used to do little role-playing games. So like the Knights of the House of Mars, and this is so basically I turned it over and it says Mars has perished. A red sea of dust is broken by jagged mountains dotted with the ruins of ancient pyramids. Evil sorcerers rule supreme. You play Knights of the House of Mars, the only ones who can bring life back to this planet. What is this? Knights of the House of Mars is a role-playing game where the players take on the role of knights who accompany the Last Seer eastward to the Pyramid of Tharsis. The world is dead the way it became so, and the reason you journey eastward are questions to discover. The answers to through play with your friends at the table. What's required? It's 2 to 4 players, an ordinary deck of cards. You also need to set aside a quiet place to play. In around 3 hours, you may choose to have paper and pencil, and a facilitator will read this in its entirety before everyone plays. Lists are provided at the back for inspiration for play. So this is a role-playing game of a planetary romance, a little bit in the mode of Edgar Rice Burroughs and Barsoom, and it's as much a role-playing game as sort of like as a single scenario, but you play, I'm pleased to mention, you play through, and each time you play through then it's slightly different because you'll come up with different answers, and so a description of knights. Knights are made up of traits, duty, doom and gifts. They could be of any gender, race, religion or age in any way you choose. Traits are one-word descriptors of your knight, so they have a positive one, a negative one. Essentially its character creation is shared, so you name a positive trait for your knight, positive trait for the knight to your right, and a negative trait to the knight to your left. So as you can see, going around the table, you're creating the characters collectively, and then you have a duty, basically courage, justice or mercy, a doom, and gifts. So 2 gifts you're given by the stars, might be a star blade or a solar gem, and so on, to describe your knight. And each turn each player takes a turn in order. You set the scene from the list of scenes below, intimate scene at the campfire, heated discussion outside of the blackened dice, a caravan under attack within the Temple of Fallen Stars, and so on. As you journey east, you tell, essentially, you take turns narrating similar scenes. And essentially, it's about the conflicts that arise in the course of the story, and the answers that come out of those conflicts. So this is fantastic. I like the artwork. This is nicely done. You can see it's sort of it's really kind of put together, and I say obviously put together, almost collage-like style. So, I mean, that isn't necessarily, that almost looks like it's been placed behind there deliberately, and that sort of, there is no, that doesn't look to be one image, but across that, place that across, and that could be like these loads of separate images, but it gives a consistent feel from top to bottom. A planet dying, and desperate nature of the gameplay. Hopefully you're trying to save the planet. It's your last attempt, but none of the player characters are perfect. And then essentially at the end of the game, the caravan arrives at the pyramid where evil sorcerer plays at Brawl Supreme. You have one last turn where the player characters confront their doom, and sort out what happens, and then we have lists. So you have names, traits, and gifts, and so on. So there we go. That's traits, more traits, and you've got gifts there. And again, really, I like the artwork is excellent. I really like the feel of it. It's arcane, and then it doesn't have a page count, but it's relatively short, probably about 24 pages, possibly even shorter. So about 16 pages, and we have, this game is highly influenced by MFO Firebrands for choosing scenes, Fiasco for setting scenes to your character on the table, determining success and failure. So essentially, as you play, when it's your turn, you set up a scene, and it's really down to the rest of the table to determine the outcome. And that's once that's determined, essentially, or the nature of it, then it's role played out. Dictionary of Mew for a pyramid-covered Mars, Polaris, chivalric tragedy at utmost north for nights in space, essentially it's also influenced obviously by Dungeons & Dragons for the idea of the role-playing game, 10 candles for driving forward toward your ultimate doom, the Silmarillion for Star Gems, Dark Sun campaign setting for desert worlds ruled by sorcerer kings, Life on Mard, Knights and Sorcerer Kings, Mouse Guard for mechanically using traits, and the King is Dead for ending card determining your fate. And then we have sort of like a little map on the back for essentially where your characters are going. And I don't think you necessarily can use that. You can use it as an aid or a prompt if you want to, but it's not absolutely necessary. So yeah, that is Knights of the House of Mars, a kind of planetary romance storytelling game, published as a fanzine. I do like this. It's got, I like the choice of the artwork. So just that says a lot about the feel and style of the game, and it's like that throughout. Even down to giving everything a kind of a red hue, almost like a swords and sorcery kind of feel, but not quite. And then you have sort of like a sense of sort of mysterious images like that. So yeah, that is Knights of the House of Mars. Well, thank you for watching another unboxing in the Nook. I hope you've enjoyed this. If you have, then please do click the like button down below. And of course, if you have any comments or feedback, please do take the time to post those. I do read them and I do respond. I do appreciate that if you do. And if you want to be alerted to yet more unboxings in the Nook, please hit that subscribe button and you will get to see me with a package, a book, and of course, a nice hot cup of tea. Talking for about 10 minutes or so about whatever I ever had in the post. If finally, thanks again for watching, and I'll be back again soon with another unboxing in the Nook. Bye for now.